Good morning, gentlemen. I've noticed that quite a lot of my audience are entrepreneurs, and so I wanted to make this video specifically for my fellow entrepreneurs, because at the end of the day, this channel is dedicated to helping men go from a good, okay relationship to a thriving relationship. And if I'm being completely honest, over the years I've built quite a decent network of entrepreneurs in all different kinds of fields, online, in person, whatever it is. And to be completely honest with you, all of them have the same problems. And I have had the same problems in my relationship as well. I've been in my relationship for over 5.5 years now. And well, at the start I struggled with most of these things, or when I first got into entrepreneurship, and now that relationship is thriving. It's deep, it's passionate, it's loving, it's supportive. And that's what I want. And that also, to be completely honest with you, massively helps me in business, massively helps me in building my own success in that field, or not even in that field, in every single field, right? Now, the funny thing is, most people will think, oh yeah, entrepreneurs are just too busy, they don't have enough time for their relationship, and that honestly is not the problem. That's not even the point that I'm going to mention in this video. The thing is this: at the end of the day, the problems that I'm going to tell you, and I'm gonna tell you how to fix them, this will literally save you years of trial and error, because at the end of the day, nobody talks about this stuff. And to be completely honest with you, I'll share both like day-to-day stuff, but also I'll share mindsets, I'll share stuff about sex, because it's important to talk about. We'll really go deep in this video at the end of the day. Now, your relationship right now is good, is healthy, let's be honest, but it's not great. You feel unfulfilled, you feel like something is missing, and you kind of know that she also feels like something is missing, right? The sex is kind of routinely, the connection is okay, but not really deep. The love, the support, yeah, it's there, but not as much as you would want it to be. The thing about this is, it's not your fault. You have been indoctrinated by society and by stuff like the red pill, which causes you to not have that relationship that you actually want. Because either you go on the one end of the spectrum with the red pill, right, and then she just feels completely unloved, or, and by the way, I've tried, or you go on to the other end of the spectrum, which then just leads to you being unfulfilled, you being unsatisfied by that relationship, and you, yeah, at the end of the day, not having your needs met, which then again causes a relationship to stay shallow at the end of the day. Now, what's really interesting is that most entrepreneurs are pretty mission focused. They have a purpose, right? And they have something that drives them out of bed in the morning, and they, yeah, have something that fulfills them in a way. The thing is though, this is a very masculine thing. And you would think, oh yeah, these men, they don't have any problems with women, right? But then you look at someone like Iman Gadzhi, for example. He's a great example for this, because many people on YouTube just know him, right? You would think, if you don't know him, he's like now I think 24, worth 100 million, about that, and just not even that, but health-wise, fitness-wise, social status-wise, intellectual-wise, that's not a word, I'm German, my English isn't perfect, yeah, but he has really come a long way for being 24 years old. But in his old videos on YouTube, he's been on YouTube for 7-8 years, he often said that he's shit with women, especially in relationships. And this is the thing, man, just because someone is mission focused and successful, that doesn't mean that they're automatically good with women, especially not automatically good with a girlfriend or a wife. Because yeah, sure, you have that high status and you're honestly able to get a lot of women if you want to, right? But at the end of the day, a relationship is something completely different than just hooking up with a random girl every week, right? So the thing about this here is, I really struggled to let myself fall, to let myself go, because to get to this point where, for example, Iman or some other entrepreneur got to, it takes a lot of intellectual thinking, a lot of logical thinking, and that is by no means bad. The thing is though about this, in a relationship, it often won't help you. There is this brilliant quote by David Deida where he says, "The masculine can talk all he wants with the feminine. What she wants is to dance. And to dance isn't something logical." And he means this metaphorically also. Yeah, you can also dance with her, sure, but he means this mostly metaphorically, right? You have to dance with her emotions, with her energy, with her radiance, with her beauty. And I really struggled to do that, especially sexually. because I was just too much in my head, and that's not what you want to happen during sex, right? You don't want to be in your head. You want to be in your body. You want to feel. You want to dance at the end of the day. And yeah, let yourself go. Now, the thing about that is, at the end of the day, man, once you start letting yourself go just a little bit, just like those first 10-20%, the first few steps, then she will help you to let yourself go even further. What I mean by that is, look at your woman, your girlfriend, whatever. Beautiful woman, sexy woman, radiant, has that just attractiveness about her, right? Not even just her looks, but her energy. And what she does is she pulls you out of your head into your body when you give her kind of when you let her do that. So her beauty, her radiance, her attractiveness pulls you out of your head into your body during sex or just day to day, right? There's this quote that I picked up a while ago from the movie Troy, where the warrior Achilles says to the woman he loved, "You gave me peace in a lifetime of war." That's exactly what we're talking about here, right? In our head, as entrepreneurs, there's often war. There's often just stressful decisions we have to make, a lot of responsibility, all that kind of stuff, right? And at the end of the day, man, once we get pulled out of our head into our body and we don't think anymore, but we feel, we dance, then we feel peaceful. There's nothing really disturbing our inner peace anymore. And that's what she can do for you if you let her, if you make that first step, and if you show her like, hey, I want you to pull me out of my head and into my body. But that's what you have to learn at the end of the day, and that's what you have to commit to doing. And yeah, it's not easy at the start, but you can master it pretty quickly if you know how to. At the end of the day, what I really struggled with was letting my desire for her take over my logical brain and then let myself fall into that desire. And the thing is often, of course, like, you get home after work, you get home from the office, whatever it is, right? And you're tired, like, you don't want to dance with her emotions, because often those emotions aren't easy to handle, right? Especially with a very radiant and attractive woman. She's often not too easy to handle. And at the end of the day, though, if you don't start that dance, if you don't commit to it, then she can't help you. Give you her radiance, give you her beauty to pull you out of your head into your body. Now, if your relationship right now is good, like, it's okay, it's healthy and all that stuff, but it's not great, it's not fulfilling you and your woman, and you want it to fulfill both of you. You want that deeper love, that deeper connection, that passionate love life, and that support from her, right? That peace that she can give you. But you don't have all the time in the world to watch all these YouTube videos, listen to all these podcasts and all these books, and never mind even find all these books and podcasts and videos, right? Then what you can do is you can book a free discovery call with me, and we can figure out how I can help you. Another thing that many entrepreneurs struggle, though, is they either get stuck in a stage 1 or stage 2 relationship, but they never really reach stage 3. What I mean by stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 is pretty simple. Stage 1 is kind of the relationships that our parents and grandparents had, which is a dependence relationship, where at the end of the day, both partners depend on each other for certain things, whether it's finances or sex. There's a lot more to it at the end of the day, but I won't go too much into it because I think you kind of understand it already. At the end of the day, though, with these relationships, what often happens is we have a lot of attraction because we have that energetic and worldly polarity where we're different, right? And so we attract each other. But what's missing is that deeper connection, that love and that respect for each other, right? And not just acting out of fear of missing the other person or fear of losing the other person, but rather out of love and out of care for the other person. That's how we should act. And then once we realize that, we often evolve to a 50-50 relationship, which is kind of the modern style of relationships where men and women are equal in every single way at the end of the day. And that is definitely an improvement from a dependence relationship. And these aren't my words, by the way, these are David Data's words again. This is definitely an improvement because it gets us further. And like all these self-improvement YouTubers nowadays who tell you, oh yeah, I have a traditional relationship, like, they literally all listen to David Data, yet they still give their own bullshit advice because they're completely red-pilled and have no idea what they're actually talking about. None of them actually have a long-term, fulfilling, thriving relationship, right? So don't listen to these guys, is what I'm saying. Or listen to them with care. So once 50-50 relationship, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You don't have a lot of polarity and therefore not a lot of attraction and passion for each other anymore, but you have that respect and that love. And then the third stage combines both of them. They combine that love and that respect with the polarity, with the attraction, with the passion. And to get to that stage, you really have to let yourself fall deeply. You have to let yourself go, and you have to commit to giving love even when you're not being given love by her. And to be completely honest with you, that is very, very difficult for most logically, rationally thinking men, because of course, you might get hurt. You might get into a situation where where you're very vulnerable because you give her so much love and you give her so much care and you are committed to just giving out of love, not out of fear of losing her, but out of love. And then of course she might, break your heart at the end of the day. The thing is though, if you want to get to a great relationship, you have to let yourself fall, man. You have to, because there's this whole sentiment nowadays of men going their own way and all this kind of bullshit. At the end of the day, man, they say the only way to win the game is to not play the game. But that, in reality, is the only way to lose the game. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? And to be completely honest with you, I understand them. I fully do, because it is hard, it is difficult. But if you're being honest with yourself, you don't want to be alone. You want a great woman by your side. You want a great partner by your side. You want to grow with that partner. And in order to get to that point, you have to take that risk. Just like in business, where you have to take risks to make progress, you have to make aggressive decisions sometimes to beat your competition. Same exact thing is true in a relationship. You have to let yourself fall. You have to let yourself go in order for that relationship to really start thriving. Now, to be completely honest, a big thing that I struggled with on this whole path was letting my work just leave my head. Because at the end of the day, when you're an employee, you leave the office and you think about your work for 5 more minutes, but then it's over, right? But when you run that business, you think about your employees. You think about the decisions you have to make. You think about how will we make money the next month? What expenses do we have? You think about so many just things that you have to do, not in the business, but to work on the business, right? And at the end of the day, it is very hard to let all those thoughts go, to then be fully present with her and let yourself fall. And at the same time, it is hard to think emotionally when you are in that very rational and very, masculine state there, right? It is hard to, when she is a bit sad or she's a bit annoyed by something or she's even angry at something or even at you, to really realize that, hey, she doesn't really want a solution immediately to this. She might just want to feel loved first. Maybe there is a solution that she wants, but man, in the past, my head immediately always went to just, she said something, right? Or she didn't even say something. She's just in a bad mood. And I'm immediately like, okay, what could we do about this? What could we do? My head is immediately just trying to solve a problem, even though there might not even be a problem. And it's so funny because people in my family have told me, women in my family have told me that I often see problems where there are no problems. And this is exactly this point, right? I see problems where there are no problems. My girl, or your girl, might just want to feel loved in that moment. She might just want a hug. She might just want to cuddle a bit and to feel your presence, both mentally, emotionally, and physically. But you start immediately problem solving. You start to immediately think about problems, and man, that doesn't serve her, and that doesn't serve your connection. So realize this, and before you even start thinking about a solution for that problem, give her your presence, give her your love, give her your depth of feeling, and dance with her a little bit. And then once you've done that, and once she's physically, emotionally, mentally opened up again, then you can think about the problem, and then you can think about what's the solution here, or is there even a problem, right? Because oftentimes it takes 30 seconds or a minute or 5 minutes of just cuddling, being there with her, and then she's open again. And then she doesn't really have a problem anymore. There's nothing that really bothers her. And if there is, of course, help her solve that problem. Give her your direction. Help her with your masculinity in that way, right? She wants your direction. She wants your problem-solving abilities. and then help her with that. And a crucial mindset for all of this, because at the end of the day, like I kind of made clear in this video, is to really get to that deep relationship, that passionate, thriving relationship. You have to let yourself fall a bit. You have to let yourself fall into this relationship a bit and open yourself up a bit. But at the same time, you shouldn't lose your masculine direction. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying. So a crucial mindset to really make all this work, and something you should really adopt, not just in a relationship but also in life in general, is that balance between gratitude and ambition. Being grateful for what you have right now, but then really being ambitious and aggressive about reaching the goals that you want to reach. Once I found that balance, man, everything changed. Literally everything changed. And I originally found that balance for business. That's what I needed it for originally. But then I realized, man, this is fucking perfect for my relationship. This really, really deeply helps me here. Now, brother, if you are in a situation right now where your relationship, if you're being completely honest with yourself, is kind of below your standard, because you are a high achiever, you achieved a lot of success in different fields of your life, and now, yeah, you struggle to really do the same in your relationship, but you want to do the same because you feel like something is missing inside of you, and something might also be missing inside of her, even though she doesn't say it, right? But she might be missing something because your love life is kind of routinely, the connection that you have is kind of surface level. Even after a few years, you don't really deeply connect with each other. The peace that she gives you is kind of okay but not great, right? All this kind of stuff, and you just want to take your relationship to that next level, to that standard that you have set for yourself. And what you can do is you can book a free discovery call with me, and we can figure out whether I can help you. So if you are that person that right now just is like, you know, I don't have all the time to read all these books and listen to all these podcasts, never mind even finding the books. That's the hardest part, to find the right books. If you're that kind of person right now and you want direct help, then book that call with me right now, link in description. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's free, so you don't have anything to lose. I'll see you in there. Book that call if you want to. Bye, man. Have a good one.